Okay, who initiated the first kiss?
Nice.
Who apologizes first after a fight?
Okay.
Who is the funny one?
All right.
Who is more romantic?
Okay.
Who is the most patient?
They got that one right.
Who's the better cook?
That's easy.
Yep.
Who said I love you
Compatible.
first?
All right.
Who takes longer to get ready in the morning?
Okay. They got that right.
Who is grumpier in the morning?
They got
Who's
that
more
right.
stubborn?
Okay, cool.
Who is the most stubborn?
Nice.
Who dresses better?
All right. You got it right.
Who is the better cook?
You're supposed to be.
Who is the better driver?
They got that right.
Who has been in more car accidents?
They got that right.
Who initiated the first kiss?
I think these two guys are compatible.
Who is the bigger baby when sick?
Who is the
They're
most
comfortable
embarrassing?
with each other.
Who is the better half?
That's funny.
Who's a better cook? Who has the worst attitude? Who would win in a fight?
Okay.
Who eats more?
They got that right.
Who's the better driver?
Right? Two rights.
Who has more common sense?
Okay, three rights.
Who's funnier?
Okay, four.
Who's more athletic?
Five.
Who gets better grades?
Six.
Who's getting married first?
Alright. Nice couple.
Who's most likely to have a kid first?
Because of the last question.
Who's most likely to go to jail?
That one's funny.
This one's for couples, 14 questions. Who apologizes the first after a fight? Who's the funny one? Who's more romantic? Who's more patient?
I don't have a good feeling with these two.
Who's the better cook? Who said I love you first? Who takes longer to get ready in the morning? Who's the grumpier one in the morning?
Yup. You got
Who's
it right.
more stubborn?
Yup.
Who's the bigger baby when sick?
Yes.
Who's the social butterfly? Who's the messy one?
Alright.
Who works out more? Who
Okay.
requires more attention?
Yep.
Who fell in love first? Who's more annoying when they're hungry? Who's
Okay,
the homebody
disagree.
in the relationship? Who's more spoiled? Who's more grumpy?
This looks like a good couple.
Who lies more?
They enjoy each other's
Who
company.
takes care of the
It
other when
appears.
drunk? Who has better hygiene?
Yup.
Yup.
Who calls or texts more?
Alright.
Who's the alpha in the
Yeah,
relationship?
this is a good couple.
Who has the cuter smile? Who loves the other person more?
Nah.
Who can't wait for marriage and kids? Who fell in love first?
Alright.
Who's more annoying when they're hungry? Who's the homebody in the relationship? Who's more spoiled?
These guys know each other.
Who's more grumpy?
Really, really well.
Okay, who initiated the first kiss?
Yup.
Who apologizes first after a fight?
Right.
Who is the funny one? Who is more romantic?
Okay.
Who is the most
You got the
patient?
most answers right.
Who's the better cook?
That's easy.
Who said I love you first?
Seems like this would be a
Who takes
long-term
longer to get ready in the
relationship.
morning?
You definitely chose me for
Who is grumpier in the morning? Who's more stubborn?
that. You definitely chose me for that.
Who's is the bigger baby when sick? Who is the social butterfly? Who is the messy
Good
one?
job.
Who spends the most money?
Good job.
This is for couples only. Who's the most fun in the relationship?
Oh no. Started off with
Who
the
makes
wrong
the
foot.
food in the relationship?
Alright.
Who's the most talented?
Had
Who's the most adventurous in the relationship? Who spends the most money in the relationship?
alright.
Who's the best kisser?
Alright. Nice.
Who smells the best?
Yes.
Who loves the
There's
most?
a cat in the camera.
Who gives the best massages in the relationship? Last question.
Yeah.
Who will be
Looks
the
to be
first to
a
die in the relationship?
Long-term relationship here.
This is for couples only. Who's the most fun in the relationship? Who
Yeah,
makes the
couple.
food in the relationship? Who's the most talented? Who's the most adventurous in the relationship?
Alright.
Who spends the most money in the relationship?
Alright.
Who's the best kisser? Who smells the
Alright.
best?
They didn't get that right.
Who loves the most?
They didn't
Who
get
gives
that
the
right.
best massages in the relationship?
Cool.
Last question. Who will be the first to die in the relationship?
Who plans more elaborate date nights? Who wears the
Cool.
pants in the relationship? Who's the best driver? Who's more
Yes.
likely to talk their way out of a speeding ticket?
Ooh.
Who's better
compatible.
when it comes to directions? Who's the best chef? Who's a pickier eater?
Yes.
Who
I
handles
get good
the
vibes
groceries?
from these two.
Who's a better tipper? Who's more likely to steal the covers on a cold night? Who snores louder? Who's more likely
These
to say
guys
something
gotta
embarrassing
really,
in their sleep?
Really have a
Who
thing
wakes
for
up
each
first? Who stays up later? Who's the better shower singer? Who spends more time staring at their phone? Who's more likely to start an argument? Who's more likely to finish an argument? And who's chattier?
Okay, who exercises
Nice.
the most?
other. Wearing a mud mask.
Who likes to eat out the most? Who makes all the decisions?
They look
Who
like
got
they're
better
comfortable
grades
in
in
each other's
school?
company.
Who
So-
takes the longest to get ready? Who is more into their looks?
It's
Who
a
is
good
the
couple.
first to say sorry?
They're like
cuts
sending
more
off good
often?
vibes.
Who is the better driver? Who spends more money? Who is more creative? Who is the biggest baby when they get sick?
It's a cool one.
Times 10.
Like it.
Who was interested first? Who said
Started
I
off
love
with
you
the wrong
first?
foot.
Who's more protective? Who cleans more? Who eats
Whoa,
the
What
most?
an answer.
Who spends the most money?
Ah ha ha ha.
Who is most
Girls are
likely
always
to
guilty
start an
of that
argument?
question.
Who falls asleep first? Who is more annoying? Who loves the hardest?
Who's the cuter one?
Whoa. That's
Who
a-
has better
Who has
grades?
a bigger ego?
Who's the sugar daddy? Who's the sugar baby? Who's
Good
funnier?
couple.
Who FaceTimes first? Who takes longer to text back?
This one's funny.
Who eats the most? Who uses the other's slang more? Who has better fashion? Who has
Whoa.
better taste in food?
Nice.
Who has better taste in music?
And we have a winner, the guy.
And whose shoe stinks the most?
Oh my god.
Ex's quiz.
Whoa.
Who initiated the relationship? Who ended the relationship?
They don't look like they were.
Who
an
embarrassed
ex-couple
themselves
or-
numerous times trying to impress
It's like
the
they're
other?
still together.
Who had a crush on the other longer? Who kissed the other first?
There's no animosity.
Who farted in front of the other person first?
mean, they look like.
Who said
they're
I love
cool
you
with
first?
Each other, so
Who would try to become friends with benefits?
yeah, it's always the guy.
Who knows more about the other?
Okay, so that started
Who
all
is
of it.
still not
That
over the
started
other
it.
person?
They don't look like a ex-couple.
When's my birthday?
Ah, this one is a different take. Using a tumbler.
March 11th. What's my favorite color?
Green. That's my favorite color.
Blue. What's my zodiac sign?
Virgo. That's mine.
Pisces.
Okay.
What's my favorite food?
Hello?
Boom, you got it wrong. So that's your
Thank you,
punishment.
What's my favorite football team?
Ravens.
Should have been better if the. You know,
No, it's the Bears!
No.
It's the
if
Bears!
the
Don't hit
tumbler
me!
had some liquid in it,
That's my favorite.
The Steelers.
and the guy wins.
Who